Hey friends, hey, welcome. This is Dr. Heather coming to you live from the lab here, LaCour Labs at Prove It, where we actually make our amazing Prove It products. So I'm coming to you live. Again, my name is Dr. Heather Carton. I actually live in Kansas City. I'm here for the amazing epic event, which we are super excited for. We have hundreds of people coming through the lab here, learning all about ketones, ketosis, what makes our products different from the rest. We have the world's only pure therapeutic exogenous ketones. What that means is it's bioidentical to what your body makes. So if you're brand new, you've never ever heard about ketones, stay tuned because we're going to talk about it now. But this is a time where you can ask your questions. What are these? What's in the bag? What is everybody talking about? We're talking about pure therapeutic exogenous ketones. We've got folks over here tasting brand new flavors. I'm going to share with you at the end. I'm going to share what flavors are coming up, what's going to be available, what you can actually sample if you're here. I'll tell you what this tastes like in just a few minutes. We've got some new flavors coming on. I have some people that may have some questions they want to ask because they're here, because showing up is always what matters. So quickly, what are ketones? What are they? What are they not? Ketones are an energy source. They're actually the preferred body's energy source. When we actually eat a diet high in healthy fats, low in carbohydrates, your body will actually burn on fats, things like nuts, seeds, olives, avocados, healthy fish. Our body loves to burn on healthy fats. They're more energy efficient than carbohydrates. If you're eating the standard American diet, which we've all been told to do for years, for decades, eat a diet high in carbohydrates, which actually are not essential, your body actually only gets energy for 30 minutes. That's why in the 80s and 90s, we were told to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Well, we know what's happened. So we go back to the basics of eating, which is eat healthy fats for your body, low in carbohydrates, eat clean carbohydrates and healthy fats. The great news is you don't have to go on a strict ketogenic diet. You don't have to actually measure and calculate. You can choose any diet that you like. Simply grab a bottle of water, grab your favorite flavor of ketones. I'll tell you what this is in just a minute. 60 ounces of water, shake it up, and put your body in therapeutic ketosis in less than 59 minutes. And you will stay there for 4 to 6 hours, just depending on what your body's metabolism is. So I know Samantha Ann is here. She's over there tasting some new flavors. I'll share those new flavors with you as hundreds of people are going through the lab. But let's get right down to what your questions are today. So, do you have a question? I put her on the spot. So let's see what your questions are as people are piping in here. Let me know what your questions are about any of the products, whether it is about our pure therapeutic exogenous ketones, which I will share 3 or 4 flavors here, whether it's about our amazing keto cream, our amazing electrolytes, Mitoplex. I'm here to help you better understand all things Prove It. So I don't have my laptop here today because I'm at the lab where I actually share questions. So Malia's got her phone here today, so we're going to see if we can get some questions on the side here. So let me know where you're watching from. If you're already drinking Prove It ketones, let me know what flavor you are shaking up. So great question. When is the best time to drink ketones? Ketones are an energy source. So anytime you feel like you need energy, kind of like you drink water. When do you drink water? When you're thirsty. So ketones have a great way of balancing out moods, better mindset, better recall, better digestion, better for your skin. So if you're not a great person who wakes up in the morning, hard to get started, drink ketones in the morning. Maybe you have that slump mid-afternoon, you just want to go for some sugar craving, you want to grab a nap. That's the best time for you to mix and shake up your ketones. Maybe you get home, you're all wound up, and you're like, oh, I just got to turn my brain off and go to sleep. I love my Keto Pro, which is ketones plus additional proteins that are ketone friendly with a little bit of MCT. I love drinking my ketones before bedtime. There's no wrong time to drink ketones. Anytime you think your body wants to have energy, that's the right time to drink those. How long do you have to wait to drink them? Marie asked. You don't have to wait any time at all, and that's a great thing. You can choose any lifestyle that you want. You can choose to eat paleo, keto, vegan, vegetarian, any way that you want to eat, any lifestyle that works best for you. We do here at Prove It endorse you eat a clean lifestyle, which means eliminating processed foods, things with food additives, colorings, dyes, any lifestyle that works for you. You don't have to wait any amount of time. However, ketones do help turn on and communicate healthy neurotransmitters, healthy hormones. It helps turn on those hormones that regulate hunger and thirst and satiety, which means feeling fuller longer. So if you're trying to use ketones to help give you amazing energy, feel like, are you really hungry, or are you just thirsty, or you're eating just because it smells good, then drink those ketones about 30 minutes before your normal hungry time or hanger time. Drink the ketones, again, 30 or 40 minutes, and then say, am I really hungry, or am I just tired? Maybe you have a tendency to overeat or take a second serving when you know that's enough. You know, if you're at a restaurant, you don't go back for a second steak or a second baked potato or a second serving of salmon. You get your portion. At home, we have the opportunity to give ourselves second servings. So ask yourself, do I need that? Well, when you drink your ketones 30 or 40 minutes before you sit down for dinner, it's going to help create something called satiety, where it actually helps you feel fuller longer. It helps turn on and off those hunger hormones, so you truly get back to the basics of what your body likes and what your body doesn't like. Oh, Malia, I lost those questions again. So thank you. Great question. Christine says, how many should you drink a day? So ketones will actually keep your body in that state of ketosis anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 plus hours. So I like to feel amazing all day long. So I drink 2 servings a day, 1 in the morning and then 1 mid-afternoon between 2 and 3 o'clock, because that's when I really want something sweet, or I get the yawns and I want to take a nap. And then I do actually have either a broth or Keto Pro at night. The broth, our Better Broth, and our Keto Pro has a little bit less of the beta hydroxybutyrate, which is our amazing ketones, but it has additional MCT, which will turn into additional ketones, plus it has a little bit of additional protein. So I love having that at night. Science just shows us whether you're in nutritional ketosis or you're actually using exogenous ketones, it'll actually help get you sleep deeper and longer. So lots of stuff going on. Hold on with your questions here. I don't know what he said. I think it was in Italian. Yes, there are people here from Italy, Singapore, Australia, literally all over the world here learning more about ketones. So anywhere from 2 a day. I don't know what he said, but they're having fun. That's all it's about. So 2 a day for maximal amounts of energy, but you could also do 1 a day. If maybe you feel great all morning and you just need that pickup in the afternoon, or you feel great all day, but you just have trouble winding down at night, then you actually want to just maybe have a ketone or a Better Broth before you go to bed. Shelly has a great question. Shelly Cruz says, is it okay to take ketones if you have high blood pressure? So great question. If you have a pre-existing medical condition, always talk with your healthcare provider before taking any supplementation. These are pure therapeutic bioidentical ketones to what your body makes. So if you're in a natural ketogenic diet, your body will make ketones. These again are bioidentical. I'm gonna hold up a different package. It looks like, kind of sounds like what it looks like. This is bioidentical to what your body makes. But if you do have high blood pressure, then your doctor should say, drink more water, as we say here, get moving to help lower your blood pressure. But always check with your healthcare provider before taking any new type of supplementation. But we do know ketones deliver more oxygen to your body. They're a far superior energy source. They do help calm down the nervous system. So blood pressure can be caused from many different issues. It can be caused from anxiety. It can be caused from lack of movement. It can be caused from having extra weight or extra body fat pounds. We also know it can be caused from lack of sleep. Ketones help you sleep better. They give you better energy to get you moving. They also help control those cravings or satiety to help you feel fuller longer. All those things can help, whether it is blood pressure, whether it is thyroid, whether it is anxiety. It helps calm down dopamine, which is your excitatory neurotransmitter. So that's also another reason. Can you mix Keto Pro with water as well? Christine, absolutely. I mix my Keto Pro with water. I mix all my ketones with water because I just love the way they taste. But you can mix them with a Mitoplex. You can mix them with ketones together. You can do a half of this and a half of that. So you could do a half a Heart Tart with a half a Mallow Punch. You could do a half a Pudding Pop with a half a Vanilla Keto Pro. You can mix and match any of them. You can put your Mitoplex in with them if you like. Absolutely. What if you're pregnant? So kind of saying, can you talk about MS and ketones? So a lot of people are asking specific medical conditions. So when you stop to think about something like MS, or you think about something like epilepsy, or something like somebody asked about cancer, they don't treat any medical condition. But you think about a person who has MS, or someone who has Alzheimer's, or someone who has ALS. Would they be tired? Could they use more energy? Or do they sleep very well? Or do they have cravings, or maybe they're trying to lose a little bit of unwanted weight? Most people I talk to who has MS or has ALS or has maybe focus issues, and ketones absolutely help with focus issue, recall. They want better energy because their bodies are just struggling to stay up with day-to-day life. Then yes, ketones would help give them better energy. Yes, ketones help you sleep better. The science and research is out there, and it's been out there. Proof has been here for 7 years. This is an amazing lab. It was at the first lab we had in 2015 where we only made 40,000 servings a day. Now we're doing millions of servings globally, which is amazing. Not a day, but I don't know how many thousands of servings. I wish I had Joe here to ask him, or Terry LaCour to ask me how many servings we make a day. Maybe someone, when they get done with the tour, will tell us. But if you have a pre-existing medical condition, take away the term of the medical condition. Say, what if I could sleep better? What if I have more energy? Then I could walk better. I could get more exercise in. That would help my blood pressure, or that would help the circulation of my legs. Or I know that walking more helps me feel better because it turns on better brain endorphins. If I had more energy, I would play with my grandkids better. That would make me happier. If I were happier, then I would have more energy. Or if I have more energy, I would cook healthier meals. So just take it back to the basics. These are an energy source, and the flavor is rainbow candy. I've got 3 more flavors to announce here. So great question there. So are caffeine-free ketones as good as the ones that are with caffeine? Great question. With caffeine is called charged, and without caffeine is called uncharged. So we know that as we age, our cells, which have the mitochondria, which is the energy house, the cells, kind of like your battery in your car, they need energy. They start to slow down as we get aged because we're not running around on the teeter-totter, the playground like kids that are growing, and we don't have growth hormones circulating around. However, if you're practicing intermittent fasting, which we do teach here at Prove It, to teach people how to intermittent fast with ketones. When you do intermittent fasting, it does increase your human growth hormone for females up to 1,300%, up to 2,000% in men if you're doing the Reboot program with us or the 24-hour fast program. What happens with the caffeine that we do use is that it helps uptake the ketones into the cell quicker. It's an anhydrous caffeine, so it's not used as a stimulant. It's used as a carrier to help intake it into the cell quicker, just as B vitamins are, just as the sodium is. It helps as a taxi cab to get it into the cell quicker. However, if you're caffeine sensitive or you have blood pressure issues, that blood pressures can elevate that, or if you know you're not a good water drinker, ketones do have a mild diuretic effect. We want to make sure that you're drinking enough water, which is at least half your body's water, at least half your weight in water. You want to make sure you're drinking enough. So I see 2 or 3 people have asked here about pregnancy. So when it comes to pregnancy, we do know babies are in ketosis in utero at about 20 weeks. We know as long as babies are breastfed, breast milk is high in MCT, babies are in ketosis. That's why they only eat when they're hungry. They stop when they're full. They wake up super happy even when their diapers are wet. They go to sleep right when they're tired. You can't keep a tired baby awake. Just think as adults, if we only ate when we were hungry and we stopped when we were full. That's what it's like to be in ketosis on a ketogenic diet, or putting yourself in therapeutic ketosis using exogenous ketones. And the other flavor we have is gummy bear. It tastes like gummy bear. So that's another flavor to be aware of that's coming around. So if you are pregnant, expecting, or you're lactating, then just check with your healthcare provider, whether that's a midwife or nurse practitioner, and just ask them if it's right for you, because they know your health condition better than anybody else, anything maybe pre-existing that you have. So just check in them and see what they may think is better for you. These are awesome questions. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm coming to you right from outside Dallas, Texas at LaCour Industries, where we make our Prove It ketones. We make actually all of our products here except for our Up, which is our free cell ketones. I keep locking up Malia's phone here. So, sorry, I'm trying to watch 2 phones at the same time. We are good. So, Mike, all right, Mike, I will see you here at Epic. Can't wait for you to get here. A lot of people on here, a lot of people saying that they're on their way. So let's talk about your tummy, and I'm going to talk about that next. So let me get a drink of my ketones here. So it can be, I want to say, to be expected that you could have some tummy issues. Before, when you're going on a natural ketogenic diet where you lower your carbohydrates and then you increase your healthy fats, you can have some GI changes. So that can happen in the form of either diarrhea or it can happen in the form of constipation. The major function of a large intestine is to reabsorb water before getting ready for evacuation to have a bowel movement. So what can happen is ketones have a mild diuretic effect. So if you're not a good water drinker, then you may experience some constipation. Simply up your water, have some of our amazing ketones called Mitoplex, and then you will see your body start to move. And have some extra fiber, have some extra greens. We're always saying have 2 to 4 cups of above ground greens. Also some healthy fats like MCT oil. If you have a history of having slower bowel movements, then MCT will actually help get those bowels moving. Mitoplex, electrolytes, which are essential for your body, that will also help get your bowels moving. But drink water. We can only go 3 days without water. Water is so essential. And again, ketones have a mild diuretic effect. What that means, and I like the smiley faces, is it helps pull water out of the fat cells and out of the interstitial cells, which is a layer between your skin, your muscle, and your fat. A lot of people say they know they're in ketosis because we have nice fat cells in our cheeks, that they feel their tongue starting to get dry or a little sticky. That's a great sign. It means your body's pulling that kind of toxins and water out of the fat cells to make room for more healthy cells and more healthy fluid. Or people will actually get diarrhea and like, what's happening? Well, again, it's pulling all the toxins out. And if that happens to you, then simply just slow down, which means either reduce your serving size in half, like maybe go from a full packet to a half a packet or 2 packets down to 1, or have a tablespoon or 2 of healthy fats or proteins with it. That will also slow down the absorption. So a scoop of nut butter, some chia seed pudding, hemp pudding, a bite of tuna salad, a bite of salmon salad, a couple bites of leftover chicken or steak. That will slow that down. We never want you having, a dozen or more bowel movements a day that are watery or crampy. That's probably because you've had some other issues eating, processed foods, and now we're going back to the native pH of our stomach. Again, we were born in ketosis. That's how our bodies are meant to digest food. The stomach should have a lower pH, around 1 or 2, but if you've eaten a standard global diet for years, you've had processed food, then the pH of your stomach has gone up. Now we're going back to our normal gut terrain, where it should be, and so your body's just getting rid of that stuff it didn't like. It's a really good sign to detox and throw that stuff out. However, if it's too fast, just simply slow it down and your body will accommodate. Oh, Angela was just here and had the lab tour, so exciting for her. So I don't have a packet of the MCTs, but I will talk about that. We have an amazing product called Functional Fat. So maybe some of you have heard the thing called Mammoth Coffee or Fat Coffee. Ours is called Keto Kreme, and we have it in many different flavors. And why it's amazing is it has 4 different collagens. Our body has about 60 different collagens, but 4 of them, 1, 2, 5, and 10, are the most abundant one. They help not only with skin elasticity and help with wrinkles, they help with your eyes. They also help with joint and skin mobility. They help also with bladder. They help with your pelvic floor. They help a lot with joint elasticity of skin. Again, your eyes, your mouth, a lot of different things that are so important, whether you're an athlete or as we age. We have 4 of the most abundant type of the 5 collagens. So we have 4 of the 5 most abundant types of collagen. And then we have 3 different MCTs, C8, C10, and C12. Some have just 1, which is C8. So that's what makes ours so unique, is we actually have 3, C8, C10, and C12. C8 turns very quickly into ketones. You don't need any bile salts. If you don't have a gallbladder, you don't have to worry. Your liver doesn't have to do anything. Your body quickly turns those into additional ketones. That's why it doesn't break your fast. And we have a patent blend. Right here we make it, right here where I'm standing at Liqueur Industries. We have a patent blend of Ceylon cinnamon, which is great for digestion, great for balancing blood sugar. It's great for your immune system. And then we have something called C-Med, which is also great for anti-aging. We have things as we age called telomeres. Think of a Q-tip, and the Q-tip is used too many times, like to get off makeup or clean your ear. It gets gunky at the end. Well, as we age, it also gets old and kind of expired. It goes and clips off the end of that Q-tip or telomere and makes room for new growth. Or like a rosebud, you want to trim that back so a new bud can come. Do you need your phone, Malia? Are you okay? Okay. So hopefully that helps explain kind of what our keto cream is. And it's not just for coffee. You can put it in tea. You can put it in something cold like coconut milk or almond milk. I actually like to make a whipped topping with it. So a coconut whipped topping. You can make a pudding with it. Or you can actually just dry sprinkle it on top of a great pancake, like a coconut pancake, a keto pancake. You can make a whipped topping. You can make chia pudding, hemp pudding. You can put the keto cream right in there. You can mix it with your ketone. I know a lot of people like to mix with their Keto Pro. We have a peppermint spice, we have a pumpkin spice, we've had a toasted caramel, we have a maca latte, a lot of different flavors. So it's amazing for your skin, amazing for digestion, so many amazing benefits. So Keto Pro, so Natasha's asking, can teens take non-caffeine like the Nat Light? Yes, so our Nat Light is a reduced serving of our ketones versus the Nat, and it is parent approved. So it's a less serving of the ketones, less of the B12, less of the sodium, and it is parent approved. Just always check with your pediatrician, and they are all caffeine free. So great question there. I know we've got a few more minutes here. Everyone just started their lab tour, so oh, I love it. Jen said it's helped so much with her gut health because the collagen helps with gut health. Our Better Broth is a bone broth. And the reason I love it so much is because not only does it have our amazing ketones, it also has type 2 collagen and hyaluronic acid, which are, again, great for skin, but they're great for the villi of the gut. So if you've had SIBO, you've had UC, you've had just any gut issues, let's not even talk about names, but just know your tummy's off. Like, man, just something's not right with my tummy, or you've had experiences, you've had some type of diagnosis, we do know that together, hyaluronic acid plus type 2 collagen, we talked about that before, one of the most 5 abundant collagens in your body, help heal the villi, which are little finger-like things within that help the food move along within your gut. Those help heal that gut, and the gut lining does turn over approximately every 11 days to start that healing process. But I love that Better Broth. The other reason I love the Better Broth is when I make my own broth, it takes me 3 days. I run the risk of having too high of protein in there if I don't get all of the meat off the chicken, or there's too much protein on the oxtail when I get it from the butcher, or the salmon, if I don't get all the salmon off the bones or the skin, I leave too much there. I can have too high a protein, and then too high a protein will actually, and my own broth doesn't have any ketones in it either. I have to hope that I've fasted well enough and long enough, I've got the glucose and glycogen on my system, and I didn't do too much protein. And the great thing about the Better Broth is all formulated just to add water. That's it, just to add water, and it's good to go. But you could also use it, you could do an egg drop soup out of it. There's a French onion soup. You could put some greens in it if you want. So there's so much versatility with it. It is absolutely amazing. If you haven't tried the Better Broth, you should try it. I love it. Oh, look how many people have already been in the warehouse, and look at these people learning. They did the warehouse tour, and now they're on right now watching, learning. And Tumia Ann is on her way here. We've got about 2 more minutes, and our time is up today. I love people sharing their labs. Labs are changing. They're feeling better. And Rosalie knows somebody that is here and watching, which is amazing. Can you talk about, we did talk about teens and ketones. So let's just talk a little bit about brain focus. I'm going to give Malia back her phone, and I'm going to take a drink, and then we're going to talk about the flavors coming up, and then we'll sign off for today. Cherie went to the lab. She is plugged in. So we talk about ketones and what they do. We know our brain, to our whole big toe, needs energy to run, to talk, to do day-to-day operations. We've all heard about sugar brain and what sugar can do to the brain. We also know what fats can do for the brain, because our brains are 70% fat. They're not 70% sugar, they are 70% fat. Ketones are a byproduct of fat acid metabolism. So when you eat avocados, oils, go on a ketogenic diet, they break down into fat. As our brain gets older, if you've had a broken or bruised brain, maybe you play soccer, maybe you're a gymnast, maybe you're in a car wreck, maybe you have type 2, type 3 diabetes, that can lead to Alzheimer's. Type 3 diabetes can lead to Alzheimer's. Sugar brain, what happens is your brain has the lost ability to uptake energy if it comes from sugar, glucose. But we have found out in the last few years that your brain can very efficiently uptake ketones. And I'm having one of the new flavors here. I think I'm having the gummy bear. It's so good. Not too sweet. Anyway, so your brain can still very efficiently uptake ketones, where before we found out those parts of the brains that were bruised, damaged, or broken cannot uptake glucose. We've seen this on PET scans and MRIs. So when it comes to something like ADD, ADHD, Alzheimer's, whatever letters we want to talk about, we know one thing: the ketones help calm down the nervous system. So when you calm down the nervous system, then things aren't moving so fast with ADD or ADHD or Alzheimer's, and things move slower. Your brain can process it in. You're getting a better oxygen. You're getting 33% more energy. And now the cells that were once damaged can now uptake the energy from it. Dr. Mary Newport's got amazing books on this, and our MCT oil called 143, which has 4 different MCTs plus a phosphatidylcholine in there. Go to the website and check it out. Get back to the person that invited you and look at the MCT. I'm going to talk about we're talking about ADD. So what happens with ADD is the brain's just going so fast that we have to slow it down so it can concentrate and focus. There are studies showing that with ketones, while you're in ketosis, 33% better cognition, up to 37% better recall, because now your brain can focus, it's calmed down, the recall's better. Even 2 hours post-testing, the recall's better because you're getting energy to the brain. Now you're getting more oxygen to the brain. Again, no matter if it's ADD or HD, because the brain is now calmed down. GABA is up, which is our happy, joyful hormone. And think, if you're mad, you just can't concentrate. You just can't hear what people are saying. But when you're happy and in a better mood, you're going to remember things better. If you're a kinesthetic learner and someone has ADD or HD, ketones help with movement. You're going to move better. You're going to feel better. You're going to remember better. You're going to have better recall. And you're also getting, because it does calm down the nervous system, you're getting that better recall, better retention. And now we know cells that may have been damaged. Again, a soccer header, you fell down the stairs, you had a car wreck, you were a gymnast, or you've, again, a football player, some reason you've had some type of bruises or broken cells or damage to your brain. Those cells now, which we once thought were damaged and could no longer be useful, are now we're finding can be useful. And now with intermittent fasting, when you're eating in an 8-hour window and fasting in a 16-hour window with medical supervision to make sure you're getting all your nutrients in, we have something called senescent cells. Senescent cells are cells that get old and just kind of linger around. Either they mature too quickly or they're holding on to toxic matter we're exposed to every day, from environmental to things that we've eaten like red dye number 40 or blue dye, or I don't know, other toxins that we eat from things in our foods like processed foods, and just additives, aspartame, phenylalanine, other things like that in foods that we don't eat. They hang around these cells. When you intermittent fast, autophagy happens. You get rid of those senescent cells, and now you make room for new healthy cells from the new healthy food that you're eating on whatever lifestyle that you choose. So that was a longer answer to the question, but all those products together help work. Now, drum roll please for our last bit. Flavors to come. I'm here to actually, not to tease you, but to share, because we've tasted 4 flavors last night. I tasted 4 flavors today over here at the tasting table, and everyone's at the lab right now. So I'm going to start with this. This is called a free cell ketone, which means it's a ketone bound to a ketone, not a ketone bound to a salt. And this tastes like pomegranate. It is called Cosmic Star. I love this. I feel like it's a quicker uptake. The keto ups. I love the root beer, but I love this too. So this is called Cosmic Star. It will be available in the store very, very soon. So put some stars down if you think you're going to try this. Put some stars right now down. Some stars if you think you're going to try this. It's a pomegranate flavor. If you've tasted this and you're here at Epic, as some of you are, let me know what you thought this up tasted like. That's kind of what it tastes like to me, is kind of a, I don't know, a nice, gentle pomegranate. So this is coming soon to the store. This, oh, yum, yum, yum. So this is actually pudding pop. They're having this over here. This is pudding pop. It tastes a little more chocolatey, but not like a dark chocolate flavor, more like a milk chocolate Tootsie Roll flavor to me. It's called pudding pop. You could definitely make this, and you could make popsicles. You could make pudding. You could use some gelatin and make, again, some real pudding with this, using some coconut milk. You could go with a chia or hemp pudding, almond milk, oat milk, and you could definitely make a pudding out of this, or just mix it with water. That's what I did, and it tastes delicious. So stay tuned for this to come. And then I tasted gummy bears, what I'm drinking right now. This is super, super good. And a rainbow candy. These are coming. And there's a black cherry midnight. If you like the amp flavor, the last thing I'm going to talk about. So we talk about the nat versus the amped. The amped has 30% more caffeine, up to approximately 30% more ketones, more B12, a little bit more sodium, because again, it's a natural diuretic effect. You're putting in more ketones, you're going to stay in ketosis longer. There's going to be more ketones, more B vitamins, a little bit more sodium, a little bit more of those essential elements to help replace what is lost with that natural diuretic effect. So all over in the UK too, yeah. So this is amazing black cherry flavor, exactly what it sounds like. Black cherry, not too tart, not too sweet. Oh, It's delicious. It's a dark flavor. I mean, it's dark color, but it is amazing. And this, so if you think you're going to get some gummy bears, drop some little bears down below. If this comes in the store and you're going to do it, put some rainbows down below, because this is, again, not too sweet, but love it, love it. This is, again, amazing. My husband will love this. He loves all the amped flavors. I'm a little caffeine sensitive, so I generally do caffeine free, but this has an amazing flavor. But you can say it is the amped one. So if you like those amped flavors, you either have a fast metabolism, you're an endurance runner, endurance athlete, again, or a taller person, someone who's 200 or 300 pounds, you're 6'2", 6'3", you lift heavy weights, you have a big muscle mass to your body. The amped, Matthew, it's probably for you. So that's probably for you. So thanks again for joining me. My name is Dr. Heather Carden. Yes, we went a few minutes over. I'm coming to you live here from outside Dallas at LaCour Industries. The Prove It Lab is where we make all of everything. All of our products are made here. They're formulated here. We send them tests for any type of microbial. All of it's done in here. I can't take cameras back there because it's a contamination. People wearing hair nets and scarves. We're looking through glass windows, but I'm so excited to come to you live here. Usually we do this on Wednesday, but this is absolutely meant to be shared. You can share it to your own Facebook page. You can share it through Messenger. Absolutely meant to be shared. Stay tuned for those flavor drops. How do you know when those flavor drops are coming? Social media, Instagram, social media, Facebook, through your Pulse app. And if you are not yet a customer, no worries. You can stay here and learn more. Whenever you think you want to try something, reach out to your friend who actually maybe helped you find this page, and they can actually help you find some flavors that you want to try. So get back with that person and they'll help you navigate through the website so you can get all the more details. We're 100% transparency here. That's why we wanted to come from the lab. And I had to get this cool jacket here today, so we have a lot of swag going on as well. We have a gala event on Saturday, which is going to be amazing. Andy Grammer is going to be here performing, so we are so excited. So thank you again for joining us here today at the Prove It Lab. My name again is Dr. Heather Carden from Kansas City, not too far away from here. Again, people from Hong Kong, from Australia, from Taiwan. I can't tell you so many people I've met from all over the world. It is truly a blessing to be here. Italy, Germany. Again, truly amazing to be here to see people experiencing better health because they want to feel better. They want to share and help other family, friends, neighbors be better. And that's what we're all about, is just helping people find amazing tools to have the life that they want to be and feel as good as they possibly can. So thanks again for joining. Hit the shared button. Thank you, Jeanette Christensen, for sharing. We so appreciate that. Have an amazing day and keep on proving it. Bye-bye.